I have a question for you guys. Why is 2026 trying to be the most fucked up year ever? Guys, last week, Tuesday, I had a major fire over at my house, and luckily everyone's okay. The house is completely fucked. We're figuring all that out now. Everyone keeps asking me if I have good insurance. We'll find out this week how good my insurance is. But I want to say thank you to every single person, everyone in the Comedy Calendar fam who has reached out, who has sent some love, who has, sent me
pics.
Yeah, so far, people have really I've gotten more dick pics this week and those are carrying me through, guys. So but all joking aside, I do really, really, really want to say thank you guys. Even the people, like Dart Vision who been checking in on me, my boy Dre as well. But I want to make sure I specifically call out, I want to say thank you to the Red Cross, the Greater Miami Red Cross. For me, Red Cross is something that happens like in war zones. And when this fire originally happened, the firefighters asked if I needed help. And, I also learned I'm a very prideful person. And I'm like, no, I don't need anything. And they encouraged me to have the Red Cross come. So thank you so much for the Red Cross. They really have been able to help me figure out what to do, how to take care of everyone, where to access funds. And it continues every day. I'm learning more and we're talking more to figure out how to solve everything. So big shout out to the Red Cross. And the other group of people that I want to make sure to shout out is the Miami-Dade Fire Department. I didn't get everyone's names because obviously in the moment it was very kind of a traumatic experience, but I want to shout out Lamar and Edmund. They were the two firefighters that literally went into the fire and made sure that my house didn't burn down. If they had gotten there 5 minutes later, I wouldn't have nothing left. So thank you very much, Miami-Dade Fire Department. Thank you very much, Lamar, Edmund, you guys. Edmund, for example, he's like 9 feet tall, probably somewhere around 600 pounds, huge, the biggest guy I've ever seen in my life. And he just like ran through, knocking down doors, and making sure everything, all the fire got put out. And they had like 3 trucks. There's a lot more people involved, all the lieutenants explaining everything to me. But guys, make sure you have fire detectors in your house, smoke detectors. Make sure you have fire extinguishers. And even then, it doesn't guarantee that you'll be able to put it out yourself, but at least you'll be aware that it's happening. And the last group I want to make sure I shout out. So I didn't know any of this beforehand, but when your house catches fire, there's people, vultures called public adjusters, that will sit there and they show up to your house before the firefighters are even there. And once the firefighters leave, they automatically come and start offering you solutions to fix your house, and you're in shock. And luckily, I have a good friend of mine who is a public adjuster and not one of those vultures. I reached out to him and he sent me the best person that he could recommend, the one person who does all the major fire cases for him. And her name is Maria de Carmen Solares, and her company is called Solares Group Incorporated. So big shout out to them. I'll be tagging them in this post here. Cannot thank them enough. She was there within an hour. She beat away all the vultures that were trying to like literally trespass on my property to like offer me their business and stuff. And that day I was really in shock. So she was able to help me find all the insurance information, which I didn't know who my insurance company was, and really just took it over, and she's helping handle all of this for me. So, really, really bad situation. The worst thing happened, but in the best way. There was nobody home. I was there. I was able to, put the fire out, but it got into the roof and got things really messed up. So again, thank you everyone that reached out. Thank you, the Red Cross, the Miami Fire Department, Solaris Group, just for everything. And now let's kick things off with our soup and food correspondent, Sebi Alvarez. Sebi, my brother, thank you so much, man. You made me a big ass bowl of soup.
Yes, sir.
And that was fucking delicious. I didn't know you could cook like that.
Yeah, I did make a nice big old pot of soup. It wasn't specifically for you, but then your house burned down. So then I was like,
how the fucking story changes.
This soup could also serve a different use. And so I did bring you some, brought it to the Improv the other day. Everybody was definitely jealous when they walked through, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Terrible to hear about your house, but I will say this, guys, if you are in the area of Miami-Dade County and you do need an adjuster, definitely hit up Comedy Calendar. Please do, and we will connect you with some of the best. If you need roofing done on your home, we have connections here at Comedy Calendar that can get you not only a quote and somebody to be at your house and taking care of you personally, but also somebody who's going to take care of you in terms of the financial responsibility of fixing a roof, getting your home or some kind of insurance adjusted or claim adjusted for yourselves, guys. That's one of the advantages of being a Comedy Calendar subscriber and being somebody who follows us and keeps up with us on social media, is you have these assets and these people directly available to you. As long as you message us, we'll connect you guys. We'll be the middleman. We'll do all the work for you, all the heavy lifting, and you guys can get a little benefit, a little extra treat for being a Comedy Calendar supporter.
Hey, man, and you kind of beat me to it, but because I'm going to be doing a big shout out next week. Amador Roofing, man, they, I'm going to need a new roof. So we've been talking about them for now. They've been a sponsor of the podcast for over a month, right? 2 months
almost
now?
2 months.
And I never I knew one day I'd need to do something about my roof, but didn't expect it to be like this. And I spoke to Ricky Amador, the owner. He, basically said, hey, I'm gonna put you in touch with my best guy. And he explained to me kind of the process that I would be going through with, when insurance and when is because for me, when you talk about the roof, I don't know, I need a roof now. And he kind of explained to me the timeline and how and when we'll be able to make the kinds of decisions to what kind of roof to get, how long is it going to take, and ultimately, once you have a roof, when can you move back in? So next week, right now, big shout out Amador Roofing, but next week we'll have some more details. And again, appreciate everyone. And you're right. I mean, Sebi, this whole podcast, this whole community is filled with people who you wouldn't expect. One of the things that I found is I found that one of my friends is a disaster relief worker, and they were able to really explain to me what I was going through in a way that I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I'm going exactly through that. And it helped because then they put me in contact with some people that actually can do something about it.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's been amazing. And definitely reach out, guys. This is what this community is about. It's not only about comedy, obviously. It's about having access to people who give a shit and who will put you in touch with other people who give a shit and who are actually willing and able to help, right? Because sometimes even our family and friends, they want to help, but they can't, or they don't know that these resources exist.
Well, yeah, the reality is no one's a professional in getting their house burnt down.
Right.
So
except for art.
Yeah.
Wow.
But when you do,
let the insurance claim come through, guys.
You got to do it a couple more times, and then you'll be a professional.
But I will say this: when you do have a situation like this, don't rely on yourself and your own knowledge and trying to figure it out. Definitely reach out to those professionals that have experienced this before, that have gone through this hundreds of times. The respected ones at least know exactly the process and can help you guys get through it. And that's why you definitely got to hit us up, guys. Not just for comedy tickets. We do a lot more than just comedy tickets for the Miami Improv. So you gotta follow us on all social medias at Comedy Calendar.
Absolutely. To start kicking things off, I do want to introduce the guest that we have today on the show. He is an expert on putting shows together. He's probably the most prolific showrunner up in Port St. Lucie.
Up in Port St. Lucie?
Dude, he's from West Palm.
Oh, my bad.
Come on, man.
It's the whole Arkansas thing all over again. Go rewatch the last interview I did with these schmucks.
So
I'm from Broward.
Everyone in the studio audience, put your hands together for my friend John Schaefer.
All the way in from Coral Springs.
Oh, now you know where I'm from. Thank you.
We have to get at least one proper introduction in there for our boy John. But dude, welcome back to the show. First of all, you're now in a elite crew of people on the Comedy Calendar that have had multiple appearances. So you are now joining. I think there's maybe 7, 8 people that have come on more than once. But other than that, man, you've now entered that fraternity. And we're glad to have you back because, like Art said, you've been putting on, I think since the last time you've been on our show, you've almost doubled your freaking output.
More than doubled, but yeah.
And just to be clear, I've had at least a couple of dozen people come on my back, so I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
That's true. Art is a comeback kid. Anyway, I will say this though, we are going to get to all of those new shows that you're running and some of the shows that are still going on from the last time that that you were on.
We haven't been fired from all of them from the last year.
Yeah, we haven't canceled all the shows, but I will say this though, the new ones that have popped up and replaced those old shows are definitely worthy replacements. They are all looking fantastic. Art's performed on a few of them. Yeah. We're going to talk about that, your movie that's coming out, the sequel to your movie, the sequel to John on the show, also the sequel to his movie. We're going to be talking about it during his interview portion. But I wanted to start off right now, going into the week of comedy. We're going to quickly get through that because I want to jump into this interview and get into John's stuff. But today, Monday, you may be seeing this a little bit late. If you are, don't worry. You can still follow Cafecito Comedy and come to the next one. But we are going to be having a May the 4th Star Wars trivia event over at Copper Blues tonight, guys. It is going to be fantastic. You want to show up. Show's going to be starting at 8 o'clock. We're going to be getting people in and kind of getting settled in, and you can get your teams all put together at 7 o'clock over at Copper Blues, guys. It's a lot of fun. There's interactive games, there's interactive prizes on top of the trivia. So if you go in and you want to come and participate, just know you're not just going to be answering questions through a Kahoot. There's also going to be games involved that are going to be fantastic. We've been brainstorming and kind of putting together all these fun interactive games and all these different opportunities that you're going to have in between trivia to actually have fun, get your hands dirty, and have some good times on a Monday night of all nights in Copper Blues at the City Place Doral location of Copper Blues. Obviously, there's a few, but we definitely want to see you guys out there tonight for that Star Wars trivia being put on by Cafecito Comedy. And again, if you didn't see this clip in time as we are filming this on Monday and you weren't able to make it, don't worry. Cafecito Comedy is putting on a bunch of trivia and other game show style events over at Copper Blues, guys. We're trying to do, I think, one a month right now, different themes, different events, different prizes, different games every single month. So you guys definitely want to come out and check that out. Follow Cafecito Comedy for more.
They just had the 421 last week, so this is a rare opportunity to kind of double up. It is the next month, but still. But
it is perfect because the themed Monday has been absolutely giving us a just the ideal theme for each one of these shows, because that's one of the main benefits is that we want to switch it up every time. We want to do a different intellectual property trivia. We want to do a different cultural style trivia, because I know in the past we've done like 90s trivia that doesn't really follow into like an intellectual property but covers like a time period or a nostalgic period. So all of that is going to be packaged up into a bunch of really, really fun events over at Copper Blues, guys. Cafecito Comedy is going to roll them out really soon, so please keep up to date with those. Come out and support. Come out and have some fun. The drinks there are amazing. The bar staff there is fantastic. The food there is really good, guys, so you definitely want to come out. If you've been to the Improv and you had the food at the Improv and you like it, going to Copper Blues is awesome if you're coming to a different event, because the food is of the same level, of the same quality, but they got a little switch ups. They got some things that aren't on our menu. They got, just like we have some things that aren't on their menu, that go back and forth.
They still have pizza at Copper Blue?
I believe they do. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost 90% sure they still have pizza over at Copper Blues, which unfortunately we got rid of.
And they have their own burger there as well.
Yeah.
That we don't have, which I think has like fried
cheese,
and eggs. And the Doral burger.
And again, Copper Blues, you can also go there for brunch on Sundays. They have that early menu where they have brunch items as well. It's super fun, guys. If you've never been out to Copper Blues, good times. You got to go out there and check it out.
So for the 420 show, they had a Munchies menu.
Oh, nice.
That was done like for that. So I'm wondering if they're gonna have their own kind of
a Star Wars
May the 4th menu.
We're gonna have some blue milk.
Yeah, I'm down.
I heard that the winner of the trivia night gets to burn down Art's house every week.
But they have to use the Death Star.
They have to use the Death Star. Yeah, that's what they're doing this time.
They're just gonna use the Death Star and then
on 420, someone put out a lit joint on his house.
Are you saying somebody is gonna use a space laser to take out Art's house?
It won't be me.
Well,
listen. Before we even continue, we have a brand new producer on the podcast, guys. Unfortunately, Ray is no more, and we just have a brand new producer. Her name is Shelly.
Hi, Shelly.
There we go. Ray, I didn't endorse. Rachel, I didn't endorse this.
I just found out. Like, that's gonna be the name of the episode. Just so you know, Shelly. It's gonna be called Shelly Joins the Team. I've been calling her Ray for almost 2 years now, and I just found out today that no one else calls her Ray, and everyone calls her Shelly. So, I'm gonna go hang myself after this.
We chose.
It's a proper nickname as well.
No, Shelly. No. You're Shelly. No, but yeah.
We did that to hide Ray's identity. Now everyone knows.
Now it's out there.
Thanks, Art. She asked for that specifically.
It was in her contract.
Yeah, it was in the contract. You've breached contract now.
Well,
she's gonna be hearing from her lawyers.
She's gonna edit this so she can put in and take out whatever she wants.
Yeah. She's gonna Ray Shell. She's gonna have like every time you say Shelly, it's just gonna be a robotic Ray Shell.
AI.
Yeah, badly done AI.
This Tuesday, guys, May 5th, on a Taco Tuesday.
Yes.
That's some kind of interstellar alignment happening here.
If you want to call it that.
If you want to be racist about it.
I guess.
So we're going to send it over to our Cinco de Mayo correspondent, and ethnic appropriator, John Schaefer. John, how you doing, my brother?
I'm well.
What is an ethnic appropriator, first of all? What does that even mean?
I mean,
An appropriator of ethnic culture.
yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
I guess.
It means that, oh God, how do I not lose my fucking career with this next joke?
But yeah, that's Tuesday, May 5th, guys. So you have the Monday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Come out to Copper Blues tonight. Tuesday, we got Cinco de Mayo. I know you guys are going to get drunk. You
Yes.
degenerates. We already know what's up. Wednesday of this week, we have a big show. We've been talking about it for a while. Jay Moreno, local headliner,
Yes.
is getting a headlining gig over at the Miami Improv, 8 p.m., May 6th. He's going to be having Dina Cruz host, Dom P feature, and Jay Moreno will be the big headliner.
Cool.
So for everyone at home, you guys have been asking, man, when are we going to have, the local talent having headline gigs? This is one of those opportunities to come out, show your support. Go to MiamiImprov.com, look at the May 6th, buy some tickets, come on out. We're going to be there. We're going to be there to show you guys in. We're going to be there. I know Jay's very excited. We've been talking about this show, and he most likely will be out front as well, saying hi to everyone and kind of welcoming everybody to the Miami Improv. So it's one of those rare opportunities. I'm very excited for Dina, for Dom P, and for Jay. Hope they kill it. It's going to be a good time. We're going to go ahead and jump ahead a little bit now. We'll come back in a second. This Saturday is the big show for me, and for everyone that's been asking how to support, how to do things. This Saturday, this is the way that you can really help me out and support. We're going to have Tardes de Risas over at the Miami Improv at 4 p.m., May 9th. That's the Spanish language show that I've been running. It's obviously, with everything that happened this week has been a little bit crazy, but the goal is really to turn this into a staple of Latin comedy here at the Miami Improv. So it's going to be a good opportunity. It's on Mother's Day weekend, so bring your mom, bring your abuela. We're going to have a little something at Copper Blues beforehand. So if you get there a little bit ahead of time, we can have a little fun at Copper Blues. And it's a 4 p.m. show. So after the show, we can go party. You know what I'm saying? We can go have Uber Abuela to the house and then let's, stay at Copper Blues partying or go to some after parties.
Why can't she stay? Abuela doesn't want to get drunk?
Knows that Abuela does too much coke.
Oh,
She
okay.
starts grinding her teeth.
Yeah, she gotta go home.
Yeah, she gets a little...
get more.
She's like
To get more. She gets too spicy.
She ran out.
she goes through all the bags.
Yeah.
But excited. So, este sábado tenemos Tarde de Risas, que va a ser el show latino mensual en Miami Improv a las 4 p.m., 9 de mayo. Es la chance para venir y apoyar la comedia latina aquí en Miami. Es la chance, si quieren, a todos que me han preguntado cómo te puedo ayudar, Arturo. La cosa más grande que yo tengo en comedia ahora es Tarde de Risa. Entonces, ayudar y apoyar con eso es la cosa más importante. 4 p.m. vamos a tener un poco de actividades en Copper Blues antes del show. Entonces, vengan temprano, traen la abuela, traen la mamá. Va a ser el fin de semana del Día de la Mamá. Entonces, traen toda la familia. Yo tengo boletos gratis a todos y verdad que estoy bien animado porque la comedia latina no solo está creciendo, no solo ese mes tenemos Miami un chiste, pero también hay muchos comediantes latinos que me están contactando, hay muchos que vienen de otras ciudades para el show y estamos todos animados para traer bastante gente a ese show. John, ¿tienes algo que decir?
I didn't get all that. I'm not really all that caught up on my Hebrew.
His bar mitzvah was a long time ago.
Yeah.
His Bob Missa.
Oh, thanks.
There we go.
I don't know much, but when I do, it's insulting. And the last of the weekly catch up this Sunday, May 10th, is Mother's Day. So to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. As my dad always told me, mom is mom, dad is family. So there's no one more important than mom there. So to everyone that is a mom, to everyone who is trying to become a mom, happy Mother's Day.
To whatever women you don't remember and are raising little art roaches.
No,
Mother's Day.
No, bro. Not I, said the cat. But I will say, I'm not sure. It's Mother's Day. I'm not sure exactly what day is Motherfucker's Day. John, you have anything?
That for me is every day, my man. That for me is every day, especially right now.
Nice.
Don't need to go into that. Maybe cut that part.
the
Hi, baby.
and the last thing I want to talk about is our producer, Shelly. She just got into Game of Thrones. So please, guys, send her all the Game of Thrones recommendations and opinions. Please just flood my inbox. Comment on every single clip this week. with spoilers for her.
I was gonna say send like fake spoilers though. Be like, and
Send
then in
red
the
herrings.
yeah, exactly. In the third season, when Batman shows up,
Oh.
like that's
The one thing I will say about the whole Game of Thrones series, every time they represent or depict like a wedding, they do a really good job.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I will say this too. If you're watching Game of Thrones, watch it, but also have in mind that the final season is known pretty much universally as like one of the worst seasons in television history.
Well, but isn't there a guy who like re-edited it?
No.
Yeah, I think there's a no. I'm saying
On
maybe with,
YouTube,
like,
I think,
maybe with,
yeah.
like AI. Where
no,
he
no,
like
no. There's a guy who like cut out like 30% of it and made it better. Like, by,
I mean, you could try. You could try. He did his best, but in reality, the source material that he was working with is a rough one to work with. They kind of gave up on writing there at the end.
like we're already
funny
cashed the check, so you know. What I mean?
Funny enough, the guys that were writing it left because Disney paid them like $1 billion to write a Star Wars original like trilogy. So like the main guys that were writing the show, they actually left to go write Star Wars.
that's why there's a May the 4th, but not a Dragons the 5th or something like that.
Right.
Let me ask you about because I didn't watch the whole series all throughout, and I know there's a bunch of other kind of spin-offs. Does George R.R. Martin keep the brother-sister love throughout the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Then we will be watching.
Brother, sister, uncle, nephew.
Not like they're gonna
aunt,
break up,
nephew,
You
all
know,
of it. Yeah,
how do
they
you break
do
up
what
with
they
your
do.
sister? You know,
that is true. I didn't even think about that.
That just ruins Thanksgiving.
You really can't.
Yeah, you can't.
You really can't.
At that point, you're locked in. You know, and you
Yeah.
should keep it in the family. To be honest with you, you know.
If you have royal blood,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know
Of
what I mean?
course.
What,
Yeah.
you want to share your money with some girl? No.
Yeah. And you know what? There's even more incest in House of the Dragons. You watch House of the Dragons.
Wait a second. I now was bad mouthing House of the Dragons.
House of the Dragons is like 90% incest.
That's the whole reason to watch it.
It's about the Valyrians, right? It's about the.
Well, no, it's about the Targaryens.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But they're Valyrian, right? They're the.
Yes, they come from Valeria.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like a bunch of other sects of people.
Oh, Valeria just hosted Twisted Roots a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Nice. She must know Daenerys.
Yes, it's Valeria Daenerys. Is her.
Valeria Daenerys of Stormborn.
She doesn't use the last name. She doesn't want it to be like a nepo baby thing.
She doesn't want people to think. She doesn't want people to associate her with that last season of Game of Thrones. So
Exactly.
she's like trying to distance herself. She's like, I don't know. One time
My middle name's Sopranos.
One time I got into it with Sophia Turner, the redheaded girl who plays Sansa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got into it with her on Instagram one time.
What does get into it with her mean?
It means I commented on one of her videos, and then like all her people got like mad at me, and then she like got mad.
But did she respond?
She did.
She did?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
Because I was basically like, she was doing an advertisement for like Fortnite or some game, or
Mhm.
like she was doing some kind of like paid advertisement. But she was like, you might as well have had like my keys in her hand, and she was like, oh, like pretending to play, and then it was like showing gameplay as if she was actually playing, and I was like, damn, you could at least tell your marketing department to make it look like like you're actually like, this is like ridiculous, like you're an actress, you're a professional actress, at least make it. She was just like, wow, I'm doing stuff. I was just kind of pointing out that it was like silly, and then a bunch of people were like, this is like, you need to like back down, like she's she's really a gamer, and like going crazy.
my
So I was like, yo.
Well, we need, you should double down and let's get some interactions and let's rage bait some people.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta make like 14 fake accounts to just have them all
Exactly.
agree with you and be like, no,
Right.
you guys are stupid.
Just program a bot army.
Yeah.
And then just,
But to
just
be
sick
fair,
them on people.
I do understand that sentiment because whenever I watch a movie where someone plays an instrument,
Yes.
it bothers me. The guitar player is like, and the actor is just like just holding it like it's like I'm like, that's not even like no one that's ever held a guitar even
Just
holds a
listen-
guitar like that.
Also, it's like, listen to what the guitar's doing.
Yeah.
Like, listen to the music. There's no way this is the tempo that music is coming out at. It's ridiculous. But hey, I will say this: Game of Thrones, worth the watch, Ray. You made a good choice. Definitely a good one to watch, especially if you have a significant other. That's a good like binge show. You guys can like sit down every night, watch it. It's something good. Every episode, pretty much. If you like go on IMDb, every episode is rated like above an 8.5 up until the last season.
You really hate that 4th season.
It's the 8th season.
The
the
world
eighth
hates
season.
it.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
But
A lot of people hated it.
and
It sucked. It did.
I've rewritten it multiple, like
You've rewritten.
the whole season.
Are they taking your letters?
I wish. I thought
Not
at this point,
with AI.
at this point, I'm just gonna. Yeah, that's literally what I was about to say. I've been talking with somebody, and we're just gonna get it remade by AI, and then have my the last season,
Can I ask you?
the pinnacle season.
You write whatever you want, but can we have Cersei and Jamie fuck in that last scene?
They can do whatever. Yeah,
Okay,
I don't care about them.
Okay.
Actually, no, I do.
That's
do.
what's gonna sell this.
Well, no, actually, I do rewrite that. I do rewrite that. They don't.
She finally lets him do anal.
No.
She gets pregnant.
He finally gets. She does anal to him. Oh.
No, Brienne of Tarth. He ends up with Brienne of Tarth in mine.
So she's pegging him.
Yeah.
Okay.
What he should have done. He should
You are
have.
such a super fan, and it's so funny to see that you get so mad at the one bad season with all the
Because
good
it's the
work
last.
they did.
If it would have been the
I
third
get it.
season, you had 5 more to recoup.
Yeah.
The problem is you ended the show with that, and then it's just like. And my other problem is too that like you find out that like the writers left, and like they were just given a bucket of money, and they were like, all right, we're just gonna you guys can finish this, and they went off knowing that there's not like the original source material that they started the show with. Like they don't like these other writers don't have something to base it off of. They're really just coming up with shit as they go.
Yeah.
So I thought it was tough.
Sebi watches it. He's like, "That's not how you write a dragon." He's like, "It's." And speaking of that, so when you watch gay porn, do you get offended if they don't love each other?
If it's not believable, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
And by when, you mean how often? Because I'll put the phone down
So,
if
yeah,
you want.
on the way down here, driving down here.
So when you're producing it, what do you
Put up a Productions gay porn.
What do you prefer?
I just
Have you
prefer
seen-
everyone to be in love and interracial.
Nice.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that meme where like a cop it's like he pulls over like like an RV when he opens the door. He's like he turns and looks. He's like asking the guy for ID. He looks at one of the guys. He's like, "Do I know you from somewhere?" And he's like, and the guy says to him, the cop asks the guy, "Do I know you from somewhere?" And the guy says, "Do you watch a lot of gay porn?"
Speaking of it, anyway.
Oh, Ralph! Hey!
Let's actually get into some production, some plot
I
of
thought-
production.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, go ahead. I thought you were about to continue. Just take it from here. brother,
We
'cause-
just get on this table and do it.
No, I will say this though. I will say this, John. We were kind of like hinting at it in the introduction and when we brought you, when we introduced you on the show today, but you are running a bunch of shows right now, dude. Like it is insane. Every day we see, flyers going up for a show that's coming up or a show that's happening that evening. And you are one of the producers. Me and Art were talking about this last week when we booked you, that you are one of the producers that always tags us, that is always trying to promote it, that is always making sure that no matter what, every single avenue of marketing and getting the word out there is done. That's one of the things that I think I love and respect about you and the production company that you've built, is that you're doing the hard work. You know, there's a lot of people that they put on the show, they don't want to tell anybody, they think that they can just throw up an ad on Instagram and people are going to come. It's not the case. You got to go out there, you got to get your name out there, you got to, hit up the local podcasts, hit up the local marketers, hit up the best comedians in town, and that's what you do. So let's talk a little bit about what you have this week, just to start it off. I know we have a bunch of flyers for this week specifically.
Yes.
So first one is Tuesday, correct?
No, first one is tonight.
Tonight. Okay, what do we got tonight?
Circus Bar is tonight. We have headliner Alex Garbo. And
Heck yeah.
hold on, we're getting there.
Keep
I
talking
believe
about
in
it.
you.
You got it.
It's the pretty one. There you go. Look at that. So it's Alex Garbo is headlining. He placed third in Florida's Funniest last year, and I was there and I watched him, and I just fell in love with the guy. And it wasn't even for the gay porn. He is
Nice.
phenomenal, and I'm bringing him in tonight. Monday is at Circus Bar is every single week. Performers get their second drink free. Sign-ups at 8, shows at 8:30. If you're on time, you get 8 minutes. It's an all-arts open mic, so musicians get 3.
Okay.
If you're late, you get 2 songs.
Okay.
And that is Monday night.
Nice. Okay, so Monday night, obviously Circus Bar. You've had that one running for a while. You've been doing Circus Bar for a minute. See No Evil used to or host that from time to time, correct?
That's what we're doing with What If Productions. Is we have like a rotating group of hosts.
Okay.
We have
That is progress.
Spicy. It is progress. We have Spicy Lee Jones. We have John Whalen. We have See No Evil. We have Taylor Harris. Carl Shinquino. And I know I'm going to get in trouble for not mentioning somebody. Eric Rosenblum.
Nice.
And we've been at Circus Bar. That is our home. That's our home
Nice.
base. We've been running that show for 3 years. We shot a movie called Open Mic Night there, which was about an open mic.
Mm-hmm.
And so we shot the movie there, and we were shooting it on their off times at Circus Bar. 10 o'clock on a Sunday, no
Yeah.
one's in there. Bring in 15 people, shoot a scene.
Mhm.
So we did that, and after 3 or 4 months of shooting on random days, random times, where they were going to be dead, so we could just have the whole bar. the owners came to me and said, "Hey, what would you think about running an open mic?" And that is how Puerto Productions began.
Okay.
When we made the movie, it wasn't called Puerto Productions,
Mm-hmm.
but then we started the open mics, and that's the one that's left that has been our home show. I call it the most dangerous open mic in Florida. We've had some fights. We've had some girls pull their boobs out.
Nice.
It's been an incredible show. And last week, we had the Marina Effect headline, who I'll mention again later. But the Marina Effect is they went Battle of the Bands in 2024 and 2025 out here in Miami. They rock the house.
Yeah.
It's one of my most favorite open mics, and they rock the house out there on Circus Bar in Pompano on Monday last week. And now we have Alex Garbo this week. So if he's not funny, we're going to make him sing.
I love that. Nice, nice. Alex is great. Actually, I hosted for him. We opened up for Kevin Farley over at the Field Pub.
Oh yeah,
with an incredible crowd, man. I think that is one of the best rooms that I've done in a really long time, and Alex killed it. He was super funny. First time I ever saw him perform, first time I ever saw him live, and I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Mark Christopher was on that show too.
Love Mark Christopher.
Shout out Mark Christopher real quick. Always love an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But we go from one of your staple shows in Circus Bar to Tuesday night. This is a newer show that you're running now. Talk a little bit about this Tuesday night show that I know Art has been on already.
So it's not exactly newer, but it's newer for you guys.
Right.
I mentioned I don't think that we didn't have this show last year, but we've been at Tulum Prime for about a year now.
Nice.
We were initially on Thursdays. They switched us over to Tuesdays because they were doing a Taco Tuesday special. They had some kind of car thing that they're doing on Thursdays now, so they moved us over to Tuesdays. This Tuesday night, we have Knight. He's a musician. He plays guitar. He plays a lot of Ed Sheeran songs.
Cool.
He's I'm going to say all of our headliners are amazing and all that stuff, but I'd give up the left nut to be half as talented as Knight, and the left nut is the better one.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, so he is really phenomenal, and it's free to get in. And if you're a performer, you get a free drink. You get a free house drink. Buy one, and then you get a free drink. And that's going to be an awesome show, too. Taco Tuesday at Tulum Prime. That's going to be a hit show. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. That's definitely going to be a fun one. And we actually have a little clip of your headliner playing some music. We're going to...
Oh, no, that's a different headliner.
Yeah,
that's David Hamilton. Oof. That's a white guy.
See, this is why you got to stay up to date with Puerto Productions, guys. You got to get on their Instagram because there's always something happening. So you have now, what is after Tuesday? What is your next mic?
So we actually have another show that is on Tuesday, which is at Twisted Roots.
Okay.
That is a booked show, but that's also going to be a lot of fun. The headliner is Obnoxious, the comedian Obnoxious. I'm not just saying I don't like the guy. He's very funny. A lot of really great comics on there. John Applebaum and Dan Weiss is hosting. That's going to be a fun show.
And so this show, you also... This was one of those shows that you have from a new merger, correct?
Yes.
You're working now with Dan Weiss and kind of the shows that he was running, and that they've come under the Puerto umbrella recently. So talk a little bit about that and kind of how that's been working out, what that's looked like now that you've added these new shows to your roster.
So that's the interesting thing. So all the Puerto shows have always been open mics, or most of them have been open mics. Yeah. But Dan, he's a really close friend. I mean, he comes over for holidays, and he comes over for my bar mitzvah and all that stuff.
Nice.
And we were hanging out watching the Lakers, and I just sat there and I was like, you run 7 shows a month. I run 10 shows a month. You guys don't have like a production name. And there's things that I do that he doesn't do, and there's connections that he has that I don't have.
Right.
And I said to him, I was like, why don't we put my company's name on your shows, and we'll use our infrastructure, which is our Eventbrite, our Instagram, our email list, stuff like that, to promote your shows. So his shows are going to be more visible, and now the name of our brand is a lot more visible.
Right.
So that's just how it came to be. I was just sitting there, I was like, if we just called your shows Puerto shows and, kind of made a deal on this could be something that now, instead of 10 shows a month, we're 17 shows a month. And now we're adding this new Miami room, so we're now 21 shows a month. And we've become the biggest name in booked and open mic shows between Miami and Broward with how many shows we're running.
Right. That's amazing. And I think definitely bringing in another person like Dan who knows the comedy scene, like you said, he knows how to run shows. He's been doing it for a minute, is the perfect way to like expand without overstretching yourself or stretching yourself too thin. Like, I think there's a lot of people that want to do 21 shows but can't because it's just not feasible. But the way that you're structuring it, I think, is the perfect way to incorporate new opportunities that have a sustainable model. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people try out new shows, or maybe are running a bunch of shows and they're like, hey, yeah, I can pick this one up, and then that new one is kind of the runt of the litter that doesn't get fed enough, and then,
and it dies. Yeah,
and then you're like, oh man, this one place that might have been a good opportunity if somebody would have just given it proper attention. Now that location, that bar, that restaurant, you go to them, anybody, even if you have a good strategy, you're like, hey, I want to do comedy, they kind of have a sour taste in their mouth because, oh, we worked with this one person one time.
We paid them $100. He brought three people. He didn't post on Instagram.
Yeah, we did it for a month and it didn't work out. We're just not looking for that right now. So there's always that kind of like, you can only make a first impression one time. And that works not just for yourself as an individual, but I think also you can apply that to businesses with comedy or events, whether it be comedy, bingo, trivia, whatever it is. If something doesn't work out in their space and they've tried it, the next time someone comes, it's going to be sour grapes. They're going to be like, oh man, I don't like this. So you taking these spots over and not only not allowing them to die by giving them a new life, putting fire underneath them, but also creating a structure where, hey, if we want to expand more, we have heads, we have body, we have infrastructure, we have people that can get it done, where it's not just John sitting at his computer for 17 hours a day trying to figure out an ad, redoing an ad, spending money on like that's not sustainable.
No, I'm very fortunate to have the team that we have, because we have 6 or 7 different comics that are all working with us. And there was a night where there was a week where I got COVID, and I found out Monday morning, and I had to call up my guys and find out who had what equipment and who was able to make it,
and who had COVID,
and who didn't have COVID. And I was able to get JP Cower ran in, just hosted the show right then. And that's really the major thing that a lot of people don't realize is when you're trying to run multiple shows, you're going to have other things happen in your life. So if you have other things that happen in your life and it's just on you, you're going to be calling a venue and saying, hey, I can't do it. Whereas if you're working with Portafoot Productions, if I've got COVID, I can call Carl, I can call Eric, I can call Lee, I can call JP, I can call, there's a whole bunch of people that all work together, all have their own setups, like equipment setups, where they have their own Portafoot banner. So we've really made it so that it's more of it's almost like you have insurance to make sure that your show runs, because we have all these people that work with us. And it gives more opportunities. There's more comedians making more money than ever before because we have opened all these open mics and made it so that more people have opportunities to run them.
And I think not only is that a good opportunity in terms of just, hey, let's, so you get a little extra time, you know what I'm saying? Or, hey, you get to host the mic, so you get to, decide who goes up when or whatever. That's always, that's fine. But I think what I see as the main benefit of that is the consistency, the ability to not be able to miss a week, because that is what kills rooms. Is, hey, we'll take this week off, and then it's we took 2 weeks off a month later,
and you'll have somebody show up to the open mic, and there's no open mic, and they find out that you're inconsistent, which means that they don't go to any of your shows.
Exactly. Yeah, and for me, I think that is the definite model. And there's a lot of production companies down here specifically for comedy that are doing something similar. I know Dade County Comedy, they have they have an army of comedians and producers and showrunners that do different styles. Like Jay Milley runs his Master Debaters, it's under their umbrella, but like Jay handles it. And then, they use their, like, kind of like what Spotify has, they use their brand and marketing and Eventbrites and all this shit to help make sure that show runs good. And then they have a new style show that they can promote and have on their agenda, So I think it's fantastic. And actually 3 of your comics that you guys have like on the Portafoot team per se, and 3 of your comics that you guys are working with actually just advanced in Florida's Funniest Comedian Competition, correct?
Yes, sir.
Because I was hosting in Miami, so I hosted the preliminary round in Miami that we had Downwind, who else? We had Ernie Ozuna, Chris Rowe, and Rolando Gomez. They all won, but we had a special guest set at the end of the show while the judges were deciding from Dan Weiss, because he had advanced. And Dan is one of those guys that we just mentioned. You're picking up his shows, you're working with him. He already advanced, and not only did he advance, but they had asked him to come and do a guest set on another one of the shows. So he did great.
Yeah, he's one of the toughest sons of bitches in comedy. Dan's been doing this for a long time. Dan Weiss, there he is.
He's up on the screen right there.
And that's him with me.
Yeah.
My hair was a little shorter then, but
Where
that's
is
how
that?
long. That was at Brady's, which we don't run anymore.
Okay.
That was a biker bar that we used to work at.
Nice.
It was. Have you ever heard of the Mongrels, the
No.
biker gang?
No.
So that was a biker bar. I'll tell the story real quick. And one night we were having some like issues with like sound or equipment or whatever. So we were going up there and telling just one-liner jokes. Just whoever, while we're trying to fix this, come up and do a one-liner or two. So I did a Norm Macdonald joke. And then I get off the stage and a couple of these big, scary-looking bikers, they're in the Mongrels. They're like the 4th biggest biker gang in the country.
Okay.
And they come up to me and they say, hey, the man wants to talk to you. I go, oh, shit. And I'm trying to think, like, what did I say? And they bring me over and they're like, and so they start talking about jokes. I'm realizing, oh, okay. They asked me, they go, do you know who Norm Macdonald is? And I go, yeah, of course. And they go, and they're like, oh, okay, because we had like this joke. And then they start going, they ask me, you're not a Jew, are you? And I answered as a comedian, and I go, oh, yeah, I am, but it's fine. Like, not
right.
Not realizing, hey, it's possible that the question isn't, are we going to offend you? It's whether or not we want to allow you to keep breathing.
Right.
And, they then told me some Jewish jokes that they wanted me to do, and you can bet your ass I went up there and told them. And so that was Brady's. That was in our earlier days. We've got more, that's a fun place to hang out, but we've got more professional rooms now.
Of course. And one thing I also love about Dan Weiss, and we'll say this, that I said it because I was also hosting, but I was also kind of running the show for Florida's Funniest, like, telling everybody the rules, doing the comic meeting outside, giving everyone the structure, the whole thing. So when I was introducing everybody who's going to be doing a guest set, I made it a point to mention that Dan Weiss, and this is obviously, I'm saying this for context for the people watching at home, I'm saying this outside, it's just the comics performing on the Florida's Funniest Comedian competition. I'm giving them kind of a rundown of how everything's going to work, and introducing Dan. I said, guys, Dan is one of the people who is at the Miami Improv and at the Fort Lauderdale Improv, one of the comedians that is there more than anybody. He sits in the front row, whether he's by himself or he has a friend, it doesn't matter. He's going to watch, consume, and observe professional comedy at a close level.
Yep.
That's something that me and Art have the massive advantage of being able to do on a weekly basis over at the Miami Improv, and it is invaluable. And Dan is one of those guys that makes it a point to get out there, to watch those comedians, to try and meet those comedians, stay after any opportunity he can do a meet and greet or something like that. He's right there. He's trying to get his foot in the door, which is what you guys got to do. It's that hustle. It's that grind. And Dan's one of the best at it. Well deserved.
Well, I think Dan's going to be very, very happy with what you just said, because you said he has a friend, and that's amazing.
Art, you've been so quiet all this time. What happened?
We had a server issue. I'm actually AI generated.
Yes.
And we had a little server issue.
We had a little glitch. But we had Tuesday, and now what is your next show this week?
Okay, so we talked about Tuesday. Okay, and then Thursday is the Wiener Dog Lounge.
Nice.
That's a new show that we're doing. And it's our first Miami show. It's us going down south. We are in it's a little bit north of here. What's it called? Shores, Miami Shores.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little south of Miami Shores. The headliner on that show is David Hamilton, who we will play his music in just a minute. He is a phenomenal musician. He's been doing this for 25 years, and we actually had him on the Winter Comedy Festival. Before we had the comedy show, we just had David playing while everybody sat, and people came up and said, can we book him for things? Like, how do I find David William Hamilton? And you find David William Hamilton on Instagram at David William Hamilton. We have another flyer for that show so David's headlining, but featuring is the Marina Effect, and Spicy Lee Jones is going to co-host that night. But the Marina Effect, they won Battle of the Bands 2024 and 2025 in Miami. These guys are also no joke. They are phenomenal. This is a free show at the Wiener Dog Lounge and the Wiener Dog Brewery. This is going to be an incredible show. They were in on Monday at the Merger show, and they brought in like 25 people, and they're from Miami. They brought 25 people who drove all the way up from Miami to Pompano. So I think that this Thursday is going to be a fire hazard. You're going to want to get in there on time if you want to do some comedy.
Yeah.
JP Cower's going to be on that show.
And
Nice.
if they drove all the way from Miami, it's probably in a stolen vehicle, so that's good.
Hell yeah, with no license plate.
Yeah.
I will say this though, it is dope. Is there a mild Lee Jones for that show though? I don't think I can handle the spicy.
Yeah.
The spicy might be a little too much for me. Might need to bring some Pepto-Bismol to that show. Definitely give me a mild Lee Jones and I'll be there. No problem.
Even like a green salsa Lee Jones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I'm
Garlic
the mild
cilantro
Lee
Lee
Jones,
Jones?
so I'll be hosting the second half of the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I couldn't get out of work.
I don't blame you.
I actually took off of work today and picked up Thursday so I could be here to promote the show that I now
Nice.
can't host. So,
But you know what? That is the life of a producer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you got to make the sacrifice to make the show better. And that's okay. That's why you're good at what you do.
so I have 3 other shows. I'll just throw them out real quick.
Yeah.
The Ye Old Falcon Pub is this Thursday
Yes.
with a comedian, with Sita the comic.
Okay.
Sita actually headlined for us at the Winter Comedy Festival, and he's just so commanding. You guys know Sita the comic.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Hold on.
You're good. Just keep
Yeah,
talking about
I'm
it.
hoping that you have it.
They can't see.
Yeah,
see,
I know.
John,
that it?
John,
That's it.
let me show you something, John.
Mhm.
So the people at home,
hmm
they can only see
I know.
one thing at a time, and right now what they're seeing is you, the back of your
Fumbling.
head.
Yeah.
No, the back of your head. So
I
don't
know.
worry.
I produce all these shows, make movies. I have no idea how a camera or editing works.
I've been doing this podcast almost 2 years, and if Ray didn't show up tomorrow, like
You'd be fucked.
Yeah, I literally when we walked in, I was gonna move the camera. I was like very tempted. Like I was like, I'm gonna move this camera and then as she walked in, I'm like, thank God you're here, Ray. I don't want to touch anything. Like last time I moved the camera, I unplugged something. Like it just the whole thing. Like it took an extra 20 minutes. So I'm like,
I will say this though, this show is one of those shows that is from the merger, correct? With Dan Weiss. Dan was in the show.
This is one of our merger shows. So Dan's shows are these booked shows where he has these very talented comedians that are booked, and it's really just comedy with him. But he's now bringing in the music side. He's going to start booking guys like David Hamilton and the Marina Effect on his upcoming shows, which is part of the whole merger thing, because he also wanted to go from strictly just comedy to also bring in some music.
he's like, I have the funding, but I need.
God.
Terrible Dan Weiss.
That was
I have the
Dan Weiss
funding.
impression.
No, that's not any better.
That's
Come
Dan
on.
Weiss.
If you want to do Dan Weiss, it is very easy. You can do Dan Weiss. It is not hard.
Why do you both suck at being Dan Weiss? He's the easiest comic to do an impression
Listen, we
of.
didn't suck his cock to get him to fucking help us on our comedy shows.
Oh,
You did that.
Hey,
You're
listen.
way closer.
It was worth it and delicious. We also have MOV, which Dan Weiss is hosting. That's the 13th.
Okay.
And that's another one of these new Puertofa shows. These are one of the new Dan Weiss runs. So if you want to be on one of the booked shows that Puertofa Productions is doing, Dan Weiss is the man to hit up. I can't do everything myself. Dan Weiss is the guy to hit up if you want to get on one of these booked shows with him.
These dicks ain't gonna suck themselves.
No, not at all.
And Dan is single and ready to mingle, guys.
He is.
So please, by all means, hit up Dan Weiss.
Very single.
But I will say this: not only are you running these amazing shows, you're producing all this stuff, you guys are actually going to be a part of something that happened down here in South Florida that we as the Comedy Calendar participated in that was really dope, and we're really looking forward to see how it happens up in Broward as the first kind of continuation of the Comedy Olympics, guys.
That's right.
That is happening in Broward now, ran by the same people, Gold Medal Laughs. If you haven't followed them on Instagram yet from when we were doing that show, you definitely want to go follow them now, because guess what? More is to come. They are doing shows now in Broward. I think they're setting up in Orlando. They're setting up in Tampa. They're setting up all around, guys. And the more that we support it, the more that we get it going, it's going to help that continue to just blossom and grow into something that, at least at the end of the day, we can say we were there for the first one, guys. And it was fantastic. That first show, we had over 100 people at Pub 52. It's the most people I've ever seen there. The whole Miami community, comedy community came out. It was really, really dope. Amazing night. Kind of also a little bit of a precursor to the Coconut Grove Comedy Festival, which was nice. Seeing that kind of blossom into something else that was a completely separate project that was also fantastic. Now seeing it happen at Broward, you guys, Puertofa Productions has their own team that is going to be competing. Not only are you going to be the team captain, but Dan Weiss is also on that team, correct?
Yes, Dan Weiss. We are now connected at the hip. We are pretty much the same one Jewish person.
Nice.
So Dan is going to be
centipede? I'm sorry?
Human centipede.
They need a third
human
for that.
centipede. Yeah.
They need a third for that. Yeah.
Well, we have Spicy Lee Jones. He's also Jewish.
He is.
So yeah, I only hire Jews.
Definitely want him in the back. You don't want to be. You don't want to be attached to Spicy Lee Jones. That doesn't sound like a fun time.
No, Spicy Lee Jones. He's in the middle. He does the least for the company.
And I love how he's Spicy Lee Jones, but he really can't. He's like IBS. I can't really. He's like I can't just eat things like this. That's not how he's talking.
Mild sauce at Taco Bell.
No, that's a great Spicy Lee Jones impression.
Spot on. But yeah, who else is going to be on that team for you though?
So Big A is our crowd work comedian.
Nice, good choice.
Which I mean, if you know Big A, you know he's a crowd work comic.
Hilarious.
He's going to crush that.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Weiss is our roaster. Spicy Lee Jones is going to be doing the dark humor.
Okay.
For an obvious reason. I mean, if you've ever been to a Puerto show that he is on, he's the guy that gets in trouble for offending people. Thank God they are warning these people that Spicy Lee Jones can be on there. If we win any of these medals, it's going to be because Spicy Lee Jones is as disgusting as possible.
Nice.
Maybe I don't understand how the categories work, but I would have figured you had like Big A doing dark comedy.
No, Big A is. No. He's not really a dark. Oh, wow! Way to go, Art. Yes. It would be African American comedy that we would put him in. Basketball American comedy.
There you go.
Getting followed around the grocery store comedy.
Sorry, finish promoting the show. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, so this is also going to be inhabited by, again, a bunch of other teams that are built up of Broward. And I mean, it goes all the way up to probably like that West Palm, Boca area. Like the comics that I've seen that have been brought in are all comics that perform in that whole part of South Florida that isn't Miami itself. So you guys, if you were someone who went out to that first gold medal laps, you're going to get a whole new smorgasbord of comics. They're going to be completely different. They're going to be bringing in different energies. The categories are the same, but you're going to get to watch something absolutely unique. And is that Kelly Bros, correct?
Yes, it's at Kelly Brothers. It's on the 30th. I'm not sure what time, but I'm sure it'll be on the flyer that you guys will be able to put up. And so there's 4 categories. 5. It's the intros, which the hosts are doing. So we have to do 5 minutes of intros and all that. We have Big A crowd work, then roasting, which God bless the people who have to try to roast Dan Weiss because he's going to destroy them. Spicy Lee Jones is dark humor, and then there is a talent or an other category, which David William Hamilton and I are going to be doing a song.
Nice.
It's going to be about my ridiculous Facebook posts.
Okay.
Where he's going to sing this like sweet melody, and then we're going to read off some of my ridiculous Facebook posts in between. So that's the goal, and I'm sure that Big Pedro's watching this, going, okay, now I know what to go against.
Nice.
Would you guys mind playing some David William Hamilton? This is not his. This is not the song that we're doing, but this is something that he did for us at the Improv, and he was phenomenal. So I just want to show you guys he is a really talented musician.
You've been stuck at home, wondering if you're done with all the labels. It's like you know for sure that you wanted more. Then you say to me, you say you'll be out on your own someday. You keep living in another false reality. Yet on your own. It's not so easy to lose as much as you do before going and make another mistake. The truth is you don't know the consequence, but you say you be out on your own someday. You keep living in this false reality. It's like you've been stuck so much at home, you wanna let it all go before you get there. But you say you'll be out on your own someday. I appreciate you guys listening to me. I want to play you guys another cover. You guys have to sing along if you know this one. Everyone knows this one. It's in every elevator, everywhere you go.
And what I can say is great fingers on that guy. Guys, the fingers on that guy. Even if you're deaf and you can't hear music at all, come to the show and watch his fingers. It's magical.
Dude, honestly, come to the show and feel his fingers if you're blind.
Yeah.
If you're blind, come
See No
and
Evil. That's how he does
grab
it.
the fingers and you'll feel the magic. See No Evil, he's proclaimed that he can feel it.
He pretends like
It's magical. It's magical. I will say this. The gold medal laughs, the way that it is going to develop, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to see what the future renditions of it are.
No, and Kelly's been putting the work in, and she's working with more and more groups that are doing, so
Have they done the gold medal laugh Spanish Olympics yet? Have they thought about that? Doing one in Miami, but only Spanish?
I mean, I now that you've put it into the
I think it's a good idea. Does Kelly speak Spanish? And do the people at Gold Medal laugh? Or do you think they would be down to pull that off?
Yeah,
because that seems like a great idea. I think a lot of people would be down for that.
Yeah, I would assume that they'd be down for it. I mean, if people are going to come out and buy tickets, I think they should do it.
Yeah.
I do think they have a lot of things going on, so
they definitely do. That's for sure.
So, but yeah, I think expanding it, and then of course, I'm someone that would jump on board to help set up the Spanish stuff.
Yeah.
I hablo a little español, but it is funny to think of Dan Weiss doing the roast because, what do you give the man who has everything?
Yeah, right. I would like to see how they roast Dan Weiss.
Yeah,
that would be my thing. And I believe these are all getting filmed, right? Or someone's filming the gold medal laughs up there in Broward.
I would hope so.
I would hope so.
If not,
I got to see some clips.
If not, then
I got to see some clips.
You know who can do that?
Dark Vision,
the one and only,
the great
dude. Actually, Dark Vision. I met up with him last night, and he gave me probably I'd say 2.5 to 3 pound bag of pistachios.
Nice.
And if you guys know anything about me, there's nothing I like more than a big bag of nuts.
Right.
I love pistachios.
He knew how to get you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he waited till my house burned down to make sure. He's like, you can't say no.
Yeah.
Now. I know.
Really quickly though, on that note though, I wanted to get to those other two people. We mentioned Dan in terms of people working with you that had advanced to Florida's Funniest semifinals. There were two others. We had Eric Rosenblum, correct?
Eric Rosenblum.
Yes, and See No Evil. Eric made it to the top, what is it, 10 or 20 last year? Yeah, and he got very far and very close. And he has been with Poitifa since day one. He's been coming to our open mics and he's been hosting for us, and he makes all of our business cards and all of our posters and flyers, and every time you see a banner of Poitifa Productions, it came out of Eric Rosenblum's hands. Nice. Eric works with Cafecito Comedy. He works with a lot of the production teams down here. He's really great. Prints some of the best shirts, man.
He printed these.
Yeah. They're super comfortable. They're great quality. You can wash them 1,000 times and the print doesn't come off. It's really, really good stuff with Eric.
I've never washed this, but I would assume.
Right, of course. Yeah, you just leave it out in the sun.
Yeah. Well, I lay in the sun. Wearing a shirt.
Right. I will say this.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up because as we walk through the studio to get here, we had several complaints. So if we're gonna do a third time, we're gonna ask you just. I'll bring. Well, no, just outside. I'll give you a new shirt, and you just put on a new shirt.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll do a Puerto Rican.
We'll put a big puffer jacket on you. Just mask it all.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But I will say this. not only are you producing all of these shows that we've just ran through, not only this week, but consistently on a multi-week basis, you're doing it with Dan Weiss. You guys are competing in Gold Medal Laughs, but on top of all of that, you're also releasing a sequel to a movie that you've already had a lot of success with. You're continuing the film. You're finishing filming it this year, correct?
Yes. We had mentioned this last year.
Yes.
On the podcast that we were still shooting Jimmy the Killer Dick 2. The Second Coming.
The Second Coming.
Now,
Correct.
when we shot the film, the original one, which was 2017, we shot it. It was a 20-minute or an 18-minute short. This is going to be a feature film. We've shot a little bit more than half of it.
Okay.
And now we are finishing the other half. We've shot so much of this movie. It's going to be an hour and a half, hour and 40-minute film. And, I mean, we've been shooting scenes over the years since we finished the first film. We've had a script and we've said, all right, we have this location, we have this, we have that, we can film this, we can film that. We finally have all the scenes or all the locations to finish the film. And so we will be seeing Jimmy the Killer Dick 2 next year.
Oh, man. So from your experience going from one movie to the next and kind of now going from a short to a feature film, what have you learned / what have you kind of like, what are some of those roadblocks that you ran into that you were like, oh man, I didn't see this coming, but you know, I'm better for it now because now I'm trying to expand myself.
You're going to have people that, God, I have to put this as nice as possible. You want to get everything that you have for one actor that's in your film. If they film something one day or for one scene or whatever, you want to make sure that you get everything done for that one actor as quickly as possible. You don't want to be like, oh, okay, well, I hope that I can work with them in 6 months when I have this other scene or this other location that I need. You want to get all their stuff in on time because it's not about them just, you know, changing their mind, but things happen. Oh, I need to shoot this scene. And, you know, I shot this one scene. I'll shoot this other scene with her in 10 months. Now she moved. Now you're screwed.
Yeah.
So, and that's been the hardest thing.
Or you screwed her and then she's
Or you
mad at
screwed. That is also a thing that happens. I had a scene in a movie
People
that I
die.
was shooting. Yeah.
People's houses burn down.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
People's houses burned down. Oh, is that what happened? It was your ex or mine that burned that down?
No, my ex-boyfriends are all
Yeah.
gentlemen.
But yeah, it's important to just make it so that you're okay. You go into it knowing that you're going to have to change things or have to do things differently because of something that is not in your control. As long as you keep pushing forward and you're willing to be loose, you know, understand that this perfect script that you have, it's going to get changed.
Yeah.
And with shooting something like that over such a long time, how do you deal with the fact that you're like continuously gaining weight and it's like just
I'm 15 pounds lighter since the last time you guys had me in here, and no one mentioned a thing. No, that
I mean, it's definitely. I mean, you may be 15 pounds lighter, but it's definitely not in like your face and like
Thanks.
this.
Well, that would be the vodka and Diet Coke. That's what I drink now. It's disgusting. No, you're right though. To question like, oh well, if you shoot a scene like this, you know, 1 year and then you have to shoot it the next year, you might not look the same. And you're absolutely right. But I'll put it like this: with a lot of films, if you're trying to be more professional, you can't get away with that shit. I think that with Jimmy the Killer Dick 2, I think that no one is going to care if my hair's a little longer or I'm a different 5 or 10 pounds. And the whole thing is that this is supposed to be, you know, we're shooting this movie almost, shooting this movie almost 10 years later, but we're playing it like it's the very next day. So, you know, I think I mentioned to you that Jackie Sanchez isn't going to be in the new one.
Right.
Right.
I have someone else playing the wife. So, you know, I mean, I'm pretending it's the very next day, and the girl isn't even the same person. So, you know, for me, it's okay to get onto the ridiculous.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it kind of reminds me of like Wet Hot American Summer. I don't know if you've ever seen those movies, but like they had an original movie that came out in like the early 2000s. It was like a lot of really famous actors, like comedic actors that you know now that are, I think Ryan Reynolds was in it, or Paul Rudd, like a bunch of really fantastic actors were in that movie. And then they filmed like a Netflix remake that was supposed to be like the next year, but all of them, they were like in their 20s when they filmed the first one playing high school kids, and then they're in their 40s for the next one, but they're still playing high school kids. So that plays into like, the joke that they're like clearly 20 years older, but it's like the next summer, and it's like, you know what I mean? So there's definitely a way to play into that where when it's the absurd and it fits, you're not doing a fucking documentary, you're not making Oppenheimer, you don't have to fucking be accurate to that extent. It almost adds to that funny.
No one's gonna complain and like it's House of the Dragon or whatever.
Right.
Like, you know.
Yeah, they're like, that is not how a Targaryen would wear a dress in 300 years fucking before Game of Thrones.
Meanwhile, since it's Jimmy the Killer Dick, it's, oh, look, John gained 10 years and got fatter, but it's the same day.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. In the movie, I'm like, I have like bandages from where Jimmy bit me in the first film, so I'm wearing the bandages.
You'd be like, oh, I just started Ozempic.
Yeah, I just started.
It's working really well. It's working really
I got the opposite of Ozempic. I'm like 170 in the original film. I'm a $185 right now. So
okay.
And there was already a scene that we shot a few, like before I lost the weight, where I'm like tipping the scales at 200 pounds, and that's going to be in the film. So
and how would you deal, or how do you deal with how do you deal with like not criticism, but like commentary from people that like for example, like, how are you gonna make a movie? Like my dad would say something like this, like, how would you make this movie like with a girl's haircut, you know? So it's like, how do you?
Oh, with me having a girl's haircut, I gotta tell you, that's one of the major things, and I'm actually surprised that we didn't talk about this last time. When it comes to the criticism that you get in the comedy scene, if you're not getting criticized in the comedy scene, you are not making money.
Motherfucker.
And the worst shit that you hear about somebody, like if you hear some, you know. I have heard the most hilarious stories about how terrible a person I am, but I didn't hear those kind of stories until I started making money. So, you know.
Yeah, or any kind of like.
Yeah, like I mean, people have said, like, I don't know why he's trying to do Orlando Bloom in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Like, he's
dead, not Orlando
bloated
Bloom.
Body of Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom that's hanging off the front of the friggin' Black Pearl. But I will say this, no, you're definitely right in the sense that I feel like a lot of people who throw criticism around in the comedy scene are those that, I mean, it's classic, but it's like, you know, when someone's bullying you, you know, they gotta, it's more about them than it is about you type thing. You know what I mean? So you gotta, anybody who's in this scene that is so vibrant, that has so many people willing to contribute, that has so many people that are engaged and like fired up to make this work, whether it be South Florida comedy down in Miami, South Florida comedy in Coral Springs, South Florida comedy in West Palm, it doesn't matter. There's so many people, comics and producers or adjacent people available, that if you're someone who's bringing down any of that energy, you got to look at yourself, because there's so much opportunity to build and grow and to just work with each other, like how you're doing with Dan. You know, you guys saw an opportunity to, hey, let's combine our forces. If you would have been like, oh man, Dan produces these shows and, you know, he does book lineups and I do open mics, I give everyone opportunities, and Dan was like, oh, he does open mics, I like book shows where I know who's, and you guys would have just been at odds. Instead, you wouldn't have had all these great shows that you're doing now at elevating each one. Now everything is up here. You guys were both down here. Now you've combined. Now you're all up here. So it's like there's something to be said about that mentality of being like, hey, instead of hating on somebody or saying, oh, I don't like the way this person moves or I don't like the way this person operates, let's see what that is, what that looks like, how they're doing it, have a conversation with that person, get to know them,
I think
whatever.
A lot of times it's a fixation on the differences.
Right.
You know, like I give props to like Gold Medal Laughs, for example. Like here in Miami, they did the Comedy Olympics. Now in Broward, they're going to do the Special Comedy Olympics. Right. So I like to see that. You know, let's, you know, artists and artists really come together and work together and do. I love it. And what I always say is this, like, if you have enough time to spend enough time thinking about me and criticizing me, then it means you're not working hard enough. You know what I mean? Because like I'm not thinking about you. I'm just thinking about the work. Like that's all I have time for is the work.
My favorite thing seeing is seeing people who like talk shit about me on, you know, like, you know, or like not even just talk shit about me. And that's one of the best things about like when you create a brand, because they will, like, people that just hate me, but they'll say, oh, those Puerta shows. But then I've seen this before where someone who hates my guts makes a post and they're like, yeah, you know, those shows are, you know, so offensive. Those Monday nights at Circus Bar and the sign-ups at 8 and the show's at 8:30 and get a free drink. And I'm like, you do not know how to hate people, bro. Like, it looks like I paid them. It's like, oh, what a shill.
It's a plant,
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I should do. I should be paying these guys to be like, it's just too offensive, and the music, the music's so good you don't even want to listen to the comic, like whatever.
Barely any gay porn.
Yeah, barely. And the chicks are too hot for you, so you don't even want to go, and they're all loose and drunk.
Like, don't you hate when you're in a bar full of hot chicks and you don't know which one to take home with you? They're all so drunk and ready to fuck.
Yeah,
I will say
fucking Tulum Prime.
The only commentary that I've heard about you that whatever is like when the families are crying, like, John, please, you just return the body of the girls. Like,
you don't return the body. That's how they catch you.
Just please tell us what happened. We just want closure, John. Please. Damn. You know what I've been watching a lot recently? I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there is definitely a resurgence in internet cops.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like the show Cops.
Yeah.
It's like the show Cops, but it's on the internet, so they can show whatever they want, and it's pretty much solely.
But they're actual police officers.
Yeah. It's like solely body cam footage. It's like really well edited together body cam footage that like these people, bro, they'll edit together like an hour and a half, 2 hour long video that goes from like the body cam of the arresting officer, like if it's a murder, them discovering the body, them interviewing people, the interrogation, and like, bro, they put like, it looks like Dateline, like better than Dateline production, NBC Dateline, like it's like that kind of stuff, but on another level. You guys gotta check it out.
Yeah,
people judge.
Look up Dr. Insanity on YouTube, and you will go down a rabbit hole. I will not.
And you watch
not lightly recommend.
Do you watch like that part like pants on or pants off?
Always pants off.
Okay, gotcha.
People judge me for making a movie about like Jimmy the Killer Dick. Meanwhile, videos of cops finding the dead body have millions of views.
Oh, yeah.
So America's sick.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna love this
porn,
movie.
You know what I'm saying? So
Of course.
That's gonna be a really fun film. It'll be out next year, hopefully by Halloween.
Definitely. And you know that once it does get released, we're going to be having either a trailer or something either posted on the Comedy Calendar page, which you can check out and follow on all social medias, or it's going to be right here on the show itself. We'll probably, if you're not able to come in for whatever reason the day or the week that it's released, we'll definitely be shouting it out, putting out a little trailer, showing you guys how to get it, how to access it, how to watch it if you're interested in that. Quickly, before we get out here, there is one more comedian that we wanted to shout out that is connected to the Florida's Funniest Comedian Competition that also works with Waterfoot Productions, and that is See No Evil, man. He is super funny. If you've ever seen See No Evil, you are one of the few that know how much of a treat it is to watch him perform. He is hilarious. He's a stalwart. He's right there on the screen. He is blind, so he is one of those comedians that has a very interesting perspective, to say the least.
Yeah. He's been traveling the country. I've traveled with Evil. Like we went up to Connecticut in, I think it was November.
Mm-hmm.
He's first of all, going through airport security with a blind guy, I highly suggest it. Because we walked in, the plane was leaving in like 20 minutes. We got there late, and they just brought us right through. They were like, hey, any guns, any weapons? No? Do you want any? Like, they get blind people right through.
I do want to make sure, I think we might have forgot to mention, besides the comedians that help you out with all this, you had mentioned an organization or...
your sponsors.
Yes. So our sponsor is Chaos Gamer Lounge in Margate. They have all of your gaming needs, all of your Magic cards and Pokemon cards, stuff like that. I've known them for a long time. They are a very fun little shop. You can go in there and play Magic the Gathering, stuff like that. They have competitions. Best prices, best place, and they support live arts. So, Chaos Gamer Lounge. Thank you guys so much for helping us.
Nice.
Hell yeah. And we're going to close it off. And again, guys, 2026 has been completely fucked. Gas is going to hit, $6, $7 here in a little bit. We've lost people. My house caught fire last week. But all that matters is that we're still here with each other. All that matters is, crazy people like John are going to keep putting shows on, going to keep working with everybody. Sebi and I, we're going to be right here, doubling down, working just as hard, getting twice the results. Comedy Calendar, 1,000 years of Comedy Calendar.
1,000 years.
A fourth
1,000 years,
Fourth
Morty.
Reich of Comedy Calendar,
I wouldn't put it that way.
But thank you guys, truly. And I am, like I said in the beginning, I learned how prideful I am, and I've learned that I need to ask for help. And this is one of those moments in my life, probably the first time at this level, that I will need to accept the help and I will need to ask people for help. And so we're going to be talking about it more here on the podcast. But again, everyone's okay. It's just the material things, and we'll figure out with insurance. And I gotta say again, thank you, Sebi, man, for that soup, dog, because it came through. It's one of those things where someone's like, "Hey man, you want some soup? You want to?" And I'm like, "No, why do I want to?" And then you realize that you don't have any food that day, and I could have gone to Wawa and gotten whatever garbage they sell there, but instead I ate some fire soup that a homeboy made for me that day, fresh, with love and cum in it. So have a good, guys, check out Purafa. What he said. I don't speak that language. But hit us up, stay in tune, guys, and keep laughing.